Excuse my coughing. I have been writing a poem every day, and I had written this one on this love theme for John, but I've never been able to share it with anyone. So I'm sharing it with you today. This is called Quantum of Evidence. When I think about my one true love, I think of how we suit each other so. And I cannot think of a time when we have ever been apart. As if my past was not my past without him, and every moment amounted to him. I want to say I've waited too long to find him, but if I cannot remember a past without him, maybe we were always meant to be before we met, before I was born, before the world began. Maybe, just maybe I had to wait until after my life had been turned and been so hectic and after so many years, and maybe I had to wait for my life to be almost taken away. Maybe that journey was finally the quantum of evidence the universe needed to bring him to me. Maybe that's when my one true love was finally ready to stop the waiting and step into my life. Because I love him. I've always loved him. Look at the quantum of evidence and look at all that I've had to go through to lead to this conclusion. Because after all this waiting, this is the only way it was meant to be. Him with me. And yes, because Lincoln's birthday was 2 days before, I'm going to do another Lincoln one for you. You'll have to deal. This one's called Luring Can Lead to the Presidency. Or actually, Luring can lead to leading the country. What the title is. I should actually read what I have. Let's link U.S. agriculture to lawyers, to the U.S. presidency. Now, back in the early 1800s, all farming was done by hand, but Cyrus McCormick saw his father work on this horse-drawn reaper that could speed the crop collection eventually by 100-fold. When his father died, he moved to Chicago in 1847, where he and his brother, through companies, were able to quote-unquote mass-produce reapers for farmers. Now, although others claimed patents at the same time, that was when Cyrus McCormick saw John Henry Manny of Rockford, Illinois, was also making a reaper. The Manny reaper even beat Cyrus McCormick's version during the Paris Exposition in 1855, forcing McCormick to file a lawsuit against Manny for patent infringement. The trial was first in Chicago and had prominent lawyers on both sides, but Manny's lawyer team needed a local, so they hired the Illinois lawyer Abraham Lincoln for their group. But they were sure he didn't have the right kind of experience. Manny's lawyer, Edwin M. Stanton, even said that Lincoln was a, quote, damned log-armed ape. So although Lincoln was there, he didn't contribute much of anything at all. And when the trial was moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, the lawyers just went there and didn't even tell him. So when Lincoln heard about this move, he thought, wait a minute, I should be there. So off he went and he found the trial, but all the lawyers just ignored him. So all this time, Lincoln watched this trial that he didn't contribute to, the trial that Manny actually won, and Lincoln thought, hey, I should really surge with this lawyer thing. And after a few years, he, well, you know, became the President of the United States. And that lawyer, Stanton, ripped on Lincoln back in the day, but after Lincoln became president, he actually chose Stanton as his Secretary of War. Because back in the day, people didn't automatically choose cronies just like them to serve their own selfish interests to join them, but they often choose people that were different from them so they could have a well-rounded view on how to serve the country. Novel idea, isn't it, to make the effort to work with the opposite side so that the government could actually work. Sorry, I probably lost something. But I'm not going to give you a reading poem, this one, because this would be the only place in the universe I should read it. I thought I was looking for a poem a day, and he said something about talking to the Alexa. And so I just did this thing, so I'm sharing, because this is the only time I'd ever do this. So this is called Ending It with an Alexa. When I first met her, I fell in love. She was the answer to all my prayers. Or so I thought. Every time I'd ask her a question, her answer was only, I don't know. And I thought there was more to her than this, but now all she offers me are blank stares at every question I ask, empty responses to everything. So I looked into her and found out that at every waking moment, she was keeping tabs on every single thing I ever did or said. And I thought, wait a minute, why on earth is she so monitoring me? I never agreed to this, and I really can't stand this covert spying of hers. So that is when I had to end it. I understand being connected to someone, but this is just too much. I just needed to have my privacy again.